So this is the Pegasus 34, my favourite running shoe. I had this shoe when I was 12, so probably model number 19 or something crazy like that. But yeah, a lot of love for this shoe, so I'm going to talk it through today. So first thing on the upper we can see are the breathability holes. So you can see them through here and they go all the way through and around the toe box. So these are key points for ventilation. You probably learned this already, but in most running shoes you need the toes to be able to breathe. Otherwise they'll get hot, they'll get sweaty, breathing place of blisters. So we never want that. So really good through there on the 34. Nice in terms of the toe box, not too wide but not also too narrow, so quite a nice fit, sleek fit around the foot. As you come through the midfoot with the upper, again it's just nice solid material through there, nothing too stiff, but will give you nice foothold. On the upper you can also see these little black bits coming along by the laces. Now it's what they call flywire, and this flywire, basically when you tighten the laces, the flywire pulls as well, and it helps to lock your foot down. Best thing description is like a seatbelt. So locking that foot down through the midfoot, holding in like a seatbelt does in a car. In terms of through the rear foot, so it doesn't bother me, but if I was to be critical of one thing, it doesn't really give too much of a heel hold as such. Your heel feels held, but you're not really aware of it. So don't know whether that's a good or a bad thing, you can decide that. Dropping into the midsole, so the midsole of this uses, as you can see, Nike Zoom. So Zoom is basically an air unit, which in the 34 is in the forefoot and also in the heel. So it means that on initial contact you've got that initial nice soft cushioning, and then as you move through that foot motion you then also got it as you propel through and off of that forefoot there. So really aids with that movement. Now the EVA foam you can see between here is what we call Cushlon, so kind of does what it says on the tin, soft, cushioned, and then with those Zoom air units in there will help to give that extra propulsion too. So we spin around to the outsole, so the rubber that they use, BRS 1000, like that from my Nike days, sits on the outsole. So you've got two kind of key segments of the outsole. You've got the crash rail, which runs all the way along the outside. So for when you're making that initial contact, it helps to stabilise you as you go through. So helps to really control that lateral movement as you make that initial contact on the ground. Another thing to be aware of with this shoe, you can see from the back of the heel, if I hold it straight, as it were to be on the ground, you can see the heel sits at a slight angle, so we call this a varus in the shoe, and it means that when you make that initial contact, that varus will actually help control that initial contact as you come down. So again, really good element to the shoe for those kind of heel strikers out there. Not saying this isn't for a mid-foot striker or a forefoot striker shoe, of course it is. You've got the heel unit in the forefoot to help with that responsiveness, and through the midfoot that crash rail also runs all the way through the shoe, including this kind of varus angle you can see through there. So this shoe is pretty much for any runner. For me personally, I love running distance in it. It really looks after me the whole way through, but then I also still run some speed stuff in it. Yes, it's not the lightest shoe for your speed stuff. If you're looking for Nike, you're looking for your Zoom Elites of the world, the Zoom Fly, etc, etc. But for me, a shoe that never changes too much. But yeah, still a firm favourite of mine. So the Zoom Peg, neutral runner, longer distances, I love you.